Here are the test scores for the guy you filled out the form for. He scored a B minus. This guy is a risky bet. Welcome to the Strong Brew, where you get answers to questions you're not supposed to ask. These are some things you may want to know about the man in your life. If you do really well in your career, will he become insecure? Will he try and use money to control you? Will he share housework or just make you do it all? In fights, when he gets angry, does he get aggressive? During intimacy, does he understand that no means no? Is he jealous, suspicious, or possessive? Will his attitude towards you change after having kids? Will he treat your parents with respect? What if you have conflicts with his parents? We tell you what you need to hear, not what you want to hear. These are things nobody else will tell you. Things that are important for your future. This is a safe space for truth. No judgment, no platitudes, no login, no payment either. Our questions are from real life, but our answers come from science. Now, I built this thing, me and my husband, and honestly, we built it and we live it. We are both Stanford grads, we both have worked at Google, and we've been happily together since 1998. Along the way, we've added a son, now 13, and 4 dogs. We are genuine folks. If you're a woman trying to understand any man in your life, here is how it works. Go to www.thestrongbrew.life. Click on the Understand a Guy button there. Answer 10 questions about him. Watch a video tailored to your guy. That's all there is to it. It is completely anonymous, no login, no payment, no games, no manipulation. This analysis is obtained by combining solid trait psychology with cutting edge AI ML. We represent each person's personality with what is known as a feature vector. This has 10 elements, so our data is effectively 10-dimensional data. In case you're wondering how we can infer so much from just 10 questions, well, 10-dimensional data is very complex. There is a lot you can learn from that level of detail.
Okay, I think that does it for the preamble. Now let's plunge in. Let's start with this guy in his career. Will he go far or just talk big?
He's mostly just talking big. He has many creative ideas and loves sharing them, but he lacks the discipline and drive to follow through. You might see him switching jobs often or avoiding responsibilities.
Can he bounce back from failure?
When things go wrong at work, he tends to step back and avoid the problem rather than face it head on. He won't yell or lose his temper, but he might quietly withdraw and hope someone else fixes things. You'll notice he doesn't fight, blame, or make drama. He simply disappears or changes the topic.
What do people at work think of him? Do they like him?
People at work probably like him because he is polite and keeps things calm. He doesn't start fights or get into loud arguments, and he tries to avoid trouble whenever possible. While he isn't disliked or seen as a problem, he may not be the one others turn to for leadership or big decisions.
If you do really well in your career, will he become insecure?
He won't feel threatened or insecure about your success. Instead, he'll likely be polite and say encouraging things, but he may not show big enthusiasm or deep pride either. He tends to focus on his own interests and avoids getting dragged into drama, so your achievements won't unsettle him.
What if you start earning more than him?
No, he's unlikely to secretly resent you or feel insecure if you earn more than him. He doesn't put too much pressure on himself to compete, and he mostly avoids conflict or deep emotional feelings about money or status. Instead, he might just politely accept it and keep things peaceful.
Next, let's talk about how he is with money. Does he overspend? Is he reckless with money?
He isn't very careful with money and may lack planning when it comes to spending. He likes enjoying life and might buy things or treat himself on a whim without thinking much about saving or budgeting. If you want someone who keeps track of every rupee, he's not your man.
Does he show off and pretend to be richer than he is?
He's not someone who tries to show off or pretend to be richer than he is. He enjoys small pleasures and fun activities, but he doesn't care much about looking fancy or impressing others. If money gets tight, he may avoid facing it and hope things work out.
Is he too generous, too stingy, or just right?
He is open handed when it comes to sharing and spending, but not deeply kind or caring about others' feelings. He'll happily treat people or spend on small joys, but don't expect thoughtful gestures or real concern if someone is upset or needs support. He's pleasant to be around, just don't expect deep warmth or emotional support.
Will he use money to try and control you?
He is open and straightforward about money matters, not secretive or manipulative. If you ask him about his spending or saving, he will likely tell you without any drama. He keeps things light and is polite when talking about money, but you may notice he isn't very organized with it.
Let's see how this guy is with sharing housework. Will he share housework or just make you do it?
He doesn't firmly believe that housework is only your job, nor will he insist on managing it together. Because he tends to avoid taking charge, you might find yourself handling most of the chores unless you ask directly for help. He's easygoing but not eager to lead or split things evenly unless guided.
Will he help you or just boss you around and tell you what to do?
He's more likely to step back and watch rather than get his hands dirty with chores and diapers. If you ask, he may pitch in politely, but don't expect him to take initiative or handle messy tasks on his own. Left alone, he's happy to keep things light and let you manage most of the work.
Now let's see about how this guy is during fights. In fights, does he try to understand your views or just win the fight?
He doesn't argue just to prove he's right. In fact, he avoids fighting altogether. If you share your side, he'll listen quietly and may even agree just to keep the peace rather than push back. He isn't deeply curious about your feelings, but also won't make you feel attacked or unheard.
Does he become aggressive when angry?
When he's angry, he stays respectful and does not say hurtful things or act aggressive. Instead of raising his voice or making sharp comments, he's more likely to become quiet or distance himself for some time. You won't have to deal with shouting matches or rude behavior from him.
Does he have a bad temper?
No, he doesn't get angry very quickly. He tends to stay calm and collected even when things aren't going well. If something bothers him, he's more likely to pull back or go quiet rather than react with strong anger. Just know peace is his way, and explosive anger isn't part of who he is.
Will he say sorry and accept his mistakes?
He can say sorry and take responsibility, but he does it quietly and without drama. If something goes wrong, he isn't the type to blame you or make you feel guilty. You won't have to deal with finger pointing or harsh words. He prefers keeping things peaceful.
Next, let's talk about intimacy and physical chemistry. During intimacy, does he respect your boundaries? Does he get that no means no?
Yes, he will respect your boundaries and understands that no truly means no. He is polite and avoids pushing you into anything you're uncomfortable with. You can trust that he won't try to argue, guilt you, or cross your limits. If you say no, he's likely to quietly step back and accept your decision without making a fuss.
If you are not in the mood for intimacy, will he react badly?
No, he doesn't take it personally if you're not in the mood for intimacy. He's easygoing and polite about these things and won't nag you or act hurt. With him, your comfort comes first, so you can relax and be honest about your feelings.
Can you trust him not to shame you or share your private moments, maybe love letters, photos, or videos, even after a breakup or a bad fight?
Yes, you can trust him to handle private moments with care. He won't use your secrets or personal experiences to hurt or embarrass you later. If you ever feel worried, remember he's more likely to step back than use anything against you.
Is he loyal or is he likely to want to have affairs?
He is mostly easygoing and not very driven by strong feelings, so he's not likely to chase after other women actively. While he enjoys pleasant company and friendly chats, he doesn't often look for excitement outside the relationship. He won't be openly disloyal, but he might seem a bit distant or not fully committed at times.
Will he be jealous, suspicious, and try to control you?
No, he isn't over possessive or controlling. He isn't the type to act jealous or become suspicious about who you talk to or where you go. You won't find him checking your phone or tracking your every move.
This guy says he is protective in a good way. Is he actually just being possessive?
No, his protective nature isn't a cover for trying to control you. He isn't the sort who needs to know everything you do or tries to manage your choices. If he ever acts protective, it's quiet and gentle, not forceful or bossy.
Now, onto the topic of kids and how this guy will be as a father. If you guys have kids, will he make you do most of the work?
He's likely to expect you to do most of the work when it comes to parenting, unless you specifically ask for help. He won't argue or push back, but he also won't jump in and share responsibilities on his own. He's not trying to avoid his role, he just doesn't take charge naturally.
Kids are very messy. Will he lose his temper with them?
He will stay calm when the kids mess up or get upset. You don't need to worry about him yelling, scolding harshly, or losing his temper. Instead, he's likely to quietly step back or try to keep things peaceful, even if the situation is tough.
If you guys have kids, will he still support your career?
He will support your role as both a mother and your own person, but in a quiet and undemanding way. He isn't pushy or controlling, so he'll give you space to make your own choices and follow your interests. He won't argue if you take time for yourself or focus on your career along with family.
Will this man say one thing early on, maybe while dating, and then later after kids and marriage change his tune and try to make you give up your career?
No, he's not the sort to quietly support your career now, only to ask you to quit once you have a child. He prefers letting you make your own decisions and doesn't push his own plans or expectations onto you. He's easygoing and doesn't make strict demands about family or career roles.
Next, let's see how this guy treats your parents. Will he be respectful with your parents?
He will mostly act polite on the surface with your parents rather than show deep warmth or get close to them. You can expect him to be respectful, use kind words, and keep the peace during family visits, but he won't go out of his way to build strong bonds or get emotionally involved with your family. His style is to keep things pleasant and drama free, focusing on good manners more than strong connection. He'll try to adjust to your family quietly, preferring to keep things peaceful and polite.
What if your family creates stress or interferes a bit in your lives?
He will handle it calmly if your family creates stress or interferes. He doesn't get into arguments or add fuel to the fire. Instead, he'll step back and try to keep peace. You won't see him shouting or getting stubborn. He prefers situations where everyone stays polite and drama is avoided.
Then let's analyze the role this guy's family will play in your life. Is this man modern with you but a completely different person when other people, say his parents or bosses, are around?
No, he isn't the kind of man who acts modern with you, but suddenly expects you to be a traditional, supportive wife in front of his relatives. He's easygoing and prefers keeping things smooth and peaceful without strict demands or double standards. If you choose to be yourself, he won't push you to change just to please his family.
If there is tension between you and his parents, will he support you?
If there's tension, he is more likely to stay out of it rather than openly support you or side with his family. He doesn't want to get into arguments or take sides, so he prefers to keep things calm and hope problems resolve themselves. You may feel alone during tough moments or wish he'd stand up for you, but his style is to avoid drama and let you handle things yourself.
Say you have a conflict with his mother. What will this guy do?
He isn't strongly a mummy's boy, but he also isn't someone who will jump in and choose your side during a conflict with his mother. He dislikes arguments and will usually stay quiet or step back, hoping the issue goes away on its own. If you need him to stand by you, gentle but clear communication will be necessary.
Will he share all the private details of your relationship with his mother or sister?
No, he won't share every detail of your fights or private life with his mother or sister. He prefers to keep things peaceful and doesn't like drama, so he's not the type to gossip about your relationship problems. This helps protect your privacy and keeps your trust safe.
Now let's zoom out and put it all together.
Based on all we know about him, this guy is a B minus. This guy is a risky bet from a relationship perspective. Being with him day in and day out feels mostly easygoing and gentle. You won't face big fights, loud arguments, or strict rules. Life stays calm and peaceful.